Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zane here. If we haven't had a chance to meet, I am a digital marketing coach based out of Sydney, Australia, and I do a lot of coaching, I guess, with people that want to start a business as digital marketers. So people that are learning digital marketing to build their own businesses, build their own income streams. We kind of have this like private network where every single week we always are catching up for calls and we're talking about new ideas, kind of like these little private mastermind sessions. And so what I want to show you in this video is a bit of like an insider look at one of these sessions where I think we talk about something that's really, really powerful. Basically, in a nutshell, it's learning how to create value out of pretty much nothing by running advertisements, like being able to put together an advertisement that actually prints money, which sounds crazy, but that's the whole point of advertising. Like if you can put $1 in and then get $4, $5 out predictably, then you have essentially like a money printing machine. So what we do inside of our private network is we learn these types of skills, like how to run ads for businesses to get them more leads and customers and help them grow their business. And then we do deals with these businesses where we earn recurring income, commissions for actually helping them, right? That's a huge part of what we're focused on, finding businesses to actually help. And one of the main ways that we get them results and work with clients is by creating advertisements for them. All right. So if you can create an advertisement for a business, put it out there into the world, people will see that advertisement, click on it, fill in the details, and then it will go directly to the business, and the business can do their thing. So ads is a powerful skill for beginners. It's also a powerful skill if you are a business owner as well. And in, I guess, the modern digital marketing landscape, there's a specific type of ad that is absolutely crushing it for us and our clients. Inside of this video or this behind the scenes look, I'm going to go through multiple examples of ads that we're running that are generating 9 times return on our money. So like we invest, let's say $1,000, we get $9,000 back, right? 58 times even, one of these ads, which I think is really interesting. So we go through examples, and we also go through a system to actually create these ads. So if you're a business owner that wants to run ads for yourself and you haven't really figured out how to do it, or if you're someone that is into digital marketing and wants to use this as a skill to make money, this is going to be a useful video for you. I'm just going to dive into it. This is how to create something called 60-second bangers. All right, let's dive in. I've been basically like looking at what are the main ads that we've been running for clients that have been getting really, really good results. And pretty much at this stage, like if we go to set up a new ad campaign, I from the get-go, what I want to be doing is like a 60-second video. But I want to walk you through a document that I have here and give you guys a little bit of a training here. I don't know how deep we can get because it's already 7:50, but what I'll do is I'll make sure that this document's available to everybody after the call. And I'm going to be still, I think, working on this a little bit deeper, making it better. It's quite long already. I've got ad metrics in here for you guys. I've got exactly how to make the ads. I've got how to do the scripting. I've got how to actually produce it, which I want to talk to you guys about. So I'll try to fly through this, how to track KPIs. But essentially, I'm going to be basically saying that this is going to be the gold standard. This is not to say that creating images for your ads is a bad idea. Not at all. Images are by far the simplest, easiest way, boom, just to get an ad up and test the concept, right? But generally, video is going to be better, for higher quality leads, just more stuff that you could do with it, right? So, overview. If you haven't seen this, attention spans are shrinking. Let me zoom in. What's going on here? I don't think I can zoom in anymore. Hopefully this is nice and big for you guys. Attention spans are shrinking. More and more we're seeing the TikTokification of social media, and it's becoming harder to stand out with average advertising. So what does this mean? If we, obviously TikTok has become quite a big thing over the last few years. It means that these really short form videos have grown so much in popularity. First, TikTok came out with it, then Insta with Reels, YouTube with Shorts, right? Facebook as well. I believe that's kind of I think it's still called Reels there. But yeah, these 60-second videos that are basically phone format, right? It's a thing, and it's almost like it's just a huge source of traffic, right? And people have short attention spans. So we need to create stuff that's going to capture attention, actually, get people interested. And this is a way of doing that. That's what I mean by 60-second banger. I want it to bang, like when it comes out, right? I want it to be energetic, to be short, sweet, 60 seconds, and kind of explain one core concept to somebody to get them to become a lead, let's say, right? It says ordinary static ads are often not enough to break through and get exceptional results. You can still get high click-through rates, everything with regular images, but there's also the question of how good quality are your leads? And that comes down to what they have watched or seen or done before they fill their details in, right? So video obviously is going to get high quality leads. There's one type of ad that's become the new standard. It's what I call a 60-second banger. It's basically a 60-second video ad in phone format for the stories, for the reels, right? So hopefully you guys know what I mean by that. You got Instagram, you go through stories and reels, right? And you can also make it a square format as well for the feeds. But here's why it's good. Because it's video, it has the potential to educate and convince a prospect of one key idea in 60 seconds, enough to get them to take action. Just seeing an image, obviously you can convey a message through an image pretty effectively, right? And also to the words on your ad, the copy. Those are fine tools, but a video can convey a message in a very uniquely powerful way. They generally perform better in terms of lead quality because they consume a more detailed message. It's going to appear on the widest amount of platforms and work not just Facebook feeds, but you can also run on Instagram Reels, YouTube, TikTok, Shorts. Imagine making one ad. Like if you make one 60-second video ad and it works well on Facebook or Instagram, chances are it's also going to work well on TikTok, right? And I might even open up my TikTok. It's just the numbers are slightly different. Generally, like you're paying a little bit more on TikTok for leads. But like if you're doing like, let's say, $5 leads on Facebook, you might pay $7 on TikTok, right? Still good, and a completely another channel. Like you can have Facebook, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, all the same video running across multiple platforms and create this effect of like, man, this business is freaking everywhere, right? And you're just spending tiny budgets, in order to do that. It opens up a powerful retargeting option because you can retarget people that watch the video. So like, for example, you could tell Facebook, hey, anyone that's actually watched this ad once, also show them this, which you can't do with images, right? It can be made easily by outsourcing on Fiverr. I've got a bunch of different Fiverr creators open up here for you. I want to show you how to do that. We're going to be looking at how to use AI to make this as well. But it's better at grabbing attention than other ad formats. Greater brand recognition, harder to copy, the list goes on, okay? So I wanna walk you guys through a couple of examples of 60-second bangers, ads that we've made for clients, okay? And like with a couple of different sort of call to actions and stuff, but I basically got some numbers here to show you. I guess we'll start just by talking about the ad, right? This is an ad for a law firm. The call to action is going to be a download of a lead magnet, right? So you don't have to give away free stuff like PDFs and stuff like that. That's what a lead magnet is. It's when you just give something away for free, right? Like, hey, download this book type of thing. You can also just be like, hey, booking for a consultation. That's fine. And generally, like if you're doing trades businesses, stuff like that, you're not really giving away ebooks and stuff like that. Ebooks are for like education, coaching, consulting, these types of things. In the trade space or just regular businesses, a lot of the time it's just free consultation or free plan to accomplish something, type of thing. So let's see if we can open this up and actually watch it. All right.
If you run a service business in Australia, you need to know about these changes to Australian consumer law. In 2024, new requirements have rolled out that require all Australian businesses to have fair, transparent, and negotiable contracts. This means that many old contracts could no longer be legally binding, or in some cases, even be considered as unfair contracts. If your business is found to have unfair contract terms, this could open you up to liability and potential penalties that can include fines that amount to up to 3 months of turnover. Seriously. It's never been more important to make sure you've got the right legals in place for your service business. We've put together the legal reform checklist for Australian business owners. to show you what's changed, what the standards are, and what you need to do to protect your business. Click below now to get it for free.
All right. So 60 seconds, right? Short ad. The whole point of that ad was to tell businesses, hey, there's something new has come out and happened that you need to know about. And I've got this thing that you can download that you can start knowing about it because the laws changed and you need to look at your legals, right? Name, email, phone number, download the book, right? So we actually get their full contact details. Now, I could have run that as a consultation as well. Like we're giving away free business consultations. It could have worked just as fine there. But for this type of business, we wanted the added benefit of doing a lead magnet because it would have done a ton of leads for them. Generally, if you're giving away an ebook or a lead magnet or something like that, you're going to get very low cost leads, right? And only a certain percentage of them will go and move on to appointments. So if you want to look at how the numbers break down, I based it all, like many of them have spent, let me turn off this music actually, because I think it's a bit distracting. I think that's better. I'm going to base all this at $1,000 just to keep things simple. This campaign spent more than 1,000, but you know, this is like an average result, let's say. So this is what it looks like. $1,000 spent. Click-through rate on this, 3.25%. Link click-through rate, 1.25%, which might be the same as some of your images, you know, for sure. But keep in mind, people have consumed a video. They know the laws changed. They know, you know, this type of thing. Unfair contract terms was introduced to them. And so like, oh, maybe I've got unfair contract terms, right? And so they're coming in with that idea. 310 clicks, 180 leads, cost per lead, $5.55. You know, of those, we've moved them over to an appointment afterwards. We had 15 appointments. We closed 6. The offering was a legal, basically like a legal health assessment where they would review all the contracts of the business and basically suggest changes, improvements. And a lot of time they could just sort that out there. And then they would keep that business for recurring legal work in the future, right? So basically amount made, 9,000, return on investment 9 times, right? Which means every dollar that we put in, we get $9 back for the business. So 60-second ad, video format. The way that this was recorded was by paying someone on Fiverr to produce, to like be a talking head, right? And then editing it right afterwards. I'm going to show you how to like the costs break down in terms of doing it that way versus doing it entirely yourself, which is obviously free, or like doing a no talking head, no presenter, just a voiceover type of thing, which is totally possible as well. So here's another example for a property buyers agency. I think that this was just paid for to somebody to edit, but this was a client that had recorded the video. And I don't think that this was the exact one that we ran, but I can't find the other one. So, you know, just so you guys have an idea.
If you're a smart first-time property investor, you need to see this document. It's a report by the Australian Financial Review exposing this rapidly growing industry, soon to be worth $2.37 billion, is generating returns of up to 300% higher than traditional property investments. My name is Joanne from One Central Property, and over the past 5 years, we've helped hundreds of first-time investors break into the property market. By investing in this staycation industry, where instead of stressing to meet mortgage repayments every month, they have properties that not only pay for themselves, but also generate $2,500 to $4,500 in passive income profit every single month to give them more freedom and even put them on the path to replace their day jobs.
Okay, you get the idea. So the concept here was there is a new way of property investing, right? It's called staycation industry, right? There's this rapidly growing new industry, right? So maybe you're seeing a theme here. A lot of the advertisements that we run, we try to convince someone of one core idea, and it's typically that there is a new and better way, okay? There is a new and better way. And so you got to think about what is the new and better way. Obviously, like we can boil this down, like if it's solar, is there a new and better way or a new and better system, right? Is there something new that's happened that makes it right to act now? This one in particular was an ad that was a free property plan. Like we'll sit down with you, we'll map out a plan for you to invest in property. So it's like, hey, amount spent, $1,000, click-through rate 3.4% on this, click-through rate link 1.4%. If you know your numbers, anything above 1% is what we're looking for. If we're approaching 1.5%, that's pretty good. Clicks 386, leads 32. Why is this less leads? Why are we paying $31 a lead here? Well, because we're actually on this ad, we're saying we will sit down with you if you're ready to start investing in property, map out a custom property strategy session, for you. And we're also asking more things on the form because we want higher quality here. So we're paying $31 for quality leads for a property buyer's agent service, right? Which is, a lot of money. In fact, that the service cost and the way that they break it down is about $25,500 for complete service, right? In terms of really helping somebody, build a property. So we've got amount made, 56,000, 51 times back on your money, right? So every dollar in, $51 out. But they can't deal with like an unlimited amount of clients, right? They have to source the property, etc. This is a much more detailed, in-depth service that takes longer to deliver, right? I want to show you one last ad here, just as an example of another 60-second video ad that we made. And this one's the MBA one ad for the MBA program. It's an ebook ad, another just lead magnet type of thing, which I like to run sometimes, and I think is like, I don't know, a good example to take a look at with yours truly. Now I'm showing this because I've shown you one fully outsourced talking head. I've shown you one client recording it. I'm showing you me recording an ad, but which, you could do it yourself, I guess, if you wanted to.
This little black book contains a very simple game plan to quit your soul draining day job and start working for yourself from anywhere. You can do it in as little as 30 days, and your laptop is the only tool that you're going to need. Like, look at this. Just follow the steps to start a more fun, higher paying, uncapped earning potential career in a special digital marketing field. This misunderstood career path has created more 6- and 7-figure earners in the first year than almost anything else that you could ever do. So inside, you're going to get the map to go from 0 to more than 8.
Okay, so you get the idea. One thing that I want you to notice there as well as I talk about this new misunderstood career path. Once again, something is new. Something is different to what you've seen before, right? Check out the numbers. Click-through rate, 3.76. Link, 1.47. Cost per lead, $4.56. Appointments closed this much in this data sample. Obviously, numbers change. They move up and down all the time. But if you're producing 9 times back on your ads, 51 times, 18 times, like you can run this ad for a very long time, before it stops producing ROI for you. So that's the point of putting together a good video. Cool? Making sense? Hopefully interesting so far. All right. Now let's talk about making the ads, right? There's a couple of things to that. Like step 1, we need to define our actual offer. Like what are we going to run? Is it going to be an ebook, free lead magnet type of thing? You're going to give something away? Or are you going to say, we will give you a consultation or a free plan, type of thing? So we need to offer the market something valuable in exchange for their information and permission to contact them. Okay. This could either be a consumable gift or the gift of personal attention itself with an expert, right? So either a lead magnet or a strategy session in most cases. Lead magnets will get a lot more leads for a lower cost, but you'll need to filter the leads and have a strong follow-up to turn them into buyers, right? So like you will need emails to follow them up to offer the consultation. Directly offering consults, strategy sessions, measuring quotes, assessments also work, but the cost per lead is generally a little bit higher. I would recommend most just start there, right? So like don't do a lead magnet. A lead magnet's nice, but it's just an extra step, right? It gives you a filter, all that type of thing. It gets you a lot more leads on the top end. But a lot of time you can just be like, hey, we'll make you a custom plan. Like this ad for MBA didn't have to be a book. It could just be a book a call. This buyer's agency one was a book a call. This law firm, it could have been free legal health assessment, with the business. That would have been fine as well. All right. So just to make it simple, you can always just give the gift of time, okay? Or the gift of attention, to help them solve their problem or to help them accomplish the result, right, that they're looking for. Okay, so define the offer. Don't overthink it. Free consult is fine. Number 2, define your targeting. Look, we're looking to target our advertisement to the audience that we believe will be the best buyer and allow for the most scale. That's something that I think a lot of you guys, need to pay more attention to, right? You don't need to go over specific or like hyper niche, as this is just going to impact the amount of people that you could potentially show the ad to. So like, for example, simply homeowners or high net worth individuals is niche enough, right? It's about the idea that we're going to present to them that's going to make this, unique as well, not just the niche audience, right? It's still important to just exclude people who would just not be the best buyers, limited by like age, location. Obviously, like if a company's in Sydney and they only help people in Sydney, you're not going to run an ad in Melbourne, right? Or Australia-wide. And if someone's not going to be a good buyer, then it's okay to remove them, right? If you need $100,000 in savings to invest in property with this company, you should probably say something like that in the ad. Because if anyone that is not that is just not going to buy, then there's no, then we might as well just put it in the ad so we can exclude anyone who's not a buyer. So we want to exclude the non-buyers while keeping the audience as large as possible, right? Okay. So when setting up our targeting in the ads platform, your audience should be hundreds of thousands of people at a minimum. AI ads algorithms will find the right audience for your ad because that is what they do. Therefore, your time is best spent on creating a banger ad, not tweaking it and messing with settings. A lot of the time you can have literally no targeting, just entirety of Melbourne, entirety of Australia, even the entire country, right? And just make the ad really specific, and it will naturally get better and learn over time. Understand your audience, the language they use, what desire they want, and what their problems are. Then turn that into a script that's specifically tailored for them. That's how you actually do targeting. Targeting isn't done by tweaking buttons in the ads platform as much as it's done with the message in the ad resonating with and speaking to a particular person. Okay. All right. So step 3, define your message. And that's what I mean by speaking to the person. There needs to be a reason why it's important for your target audience to act and a narrative around that. Yeah. So we're looking to make our offer seem new and unique. The reason we're talking about it should be timely and specialized as possible to our target audience. Notice how we use the word new in the above examples and how there's always something specialized about the thing that we're promoting. The system I always keep in mind is new, timely, and tailored. New, how is this different? Timely, why is it now a good time to do this? Tailored, why is it specifically right for this audience? Okay. And as long as something is new, is by default in a category of its own. It cannot be compared to things that they have done in the past. In fact, if you do your job right, you will convince them the reason why they didn't get what they wanted in the past was because it didn't have this new thing. We don't want to overcomplicate this. The message has to be about 60 seconds. So we're generally only able to convince people of one simple idea. All right. This idea is that we have a new and better way of accomplishing their goals. Okay. All right. So this is a breakdown of how to actually prepare the script. Look, this is not a hard science. This is generally what I think could be helpful to you guys and would let you put something together that is actually going to be effective. But because we're designing this to be just 1 minute long, we're basically limited to about 200, 250 words, right? So this is not long in terms of a script. But we need to produce a script first, and then we're going to produce, we need to write a script first, and then we're going to produce the ad. So generally the first 5 seconds is super important because that's the very first thing that people see on the ad. I mean, critically important. They're basically scrolling on their phone, and it's the job of the first 5 seconds to get them to stop. All right. And to call them out and to get their attention. So we need a line that's going to open up the ad, generate interest in the target audience and make them stop to consume the message. It identifies who the ad is speaking to and introduces a concept that could have a big benefit to them. This concept is new, timely, and tailored. All right. So here's 3 examples of how to structure that. Trades business owners. This new law could save you thousands each year in tax with instant write-offs. what's that mean? You know what I mean? But that's the point. Like the question you want them to ask is, what do you mean? Right? Generate that curiosity off the back of the ad, of the intro. Or if you're sick of your day job, there's a simple industry that you can switch to that lets you work for yourself and no one's talking about it. Right? So am I coming, like, you see these lines, are they having the effect of something new, timely, tailored, right? If you're sick of your day job, tailored. There's a simple industry you can switch to that will let you work for yourself and nobody's talking about it. I think that gives the effect of something new, right? Homeowners in Melbourne are now able to claim thousands back on energy expenses transitioning to solar. Homeowners in Melbourne, tailored, right, we're literally calling them out in the first 5 seconds. That's a part of it. And then it's introducing a concept, right, or a benefit to them. This should read like an announcement or an opening sentence. It should be natural to read and not be too long, wordy, or overly sensational. All right, now the next thing is, like, if you've made a claim, some new thing, new industry, this thing, you need to add some credibility to it. Otherwise, it's just going to be just making claims for the sake of making claims. So we've got to think about how we can add credibility. So you could build credibility by discussing examples, case studies, appealing to authority or to data, right? People who believe stuff that is proven, people believe stuff that is proven and that others also believe. This is an opportunity to explain what's happening that they don't know about and how it supports our claims. So if we say, trades business owners, this new law could save you thousands each year in tax with instant write-offs, we need to create some sort of credibility. So the next line could be like, the federal government just launched a new program and hundreds of trades owners are taking advantage. The federal government is an authoritative figure, right? So I'm literally using the authority of the federal government and the authority that they believe that it has. I'm saying that a whole bunch of other people are doing it as well, right? So that's typically the follow-up line. Here's another one down here. Data shows the highest growing career path is digital marketing, with so many business owners searching for it. It's no wonder. Homeowners in Melbourne are now able to claim back thousands on their energy expenses, like Jim and Claire from Brunswick. They saved $570 on their energy bills without paying anything out of pocket. Or the Olsen family, they saved XYZ, right? So create some sort of credibility, either through case studies, appealing to authority, you know, these things that I mentioned up here, right? Or data, right? You have those options. So that will take you from 5 seconds to 20 seconds. Okay, we're actually like really breaking down, because we only have 60 seconds. So like we're trying to make it as effective as possible. Less is more in a way. Like it's just going to be more specific, and it's going to be simple language, not wordy, not complex. Then after we've talked about some sort of credibility to our claim, we should talk about the system. And the system is our unique way of doing things, right? If you've made them believe your claim, the next question they're going to have is, how does it work? This is where you can discuss our process or system to get them the best results, and how and show them how we're different, right? Now, we don't have a lot of time to go into details of exactly how solar works and, you know, the ins and outs. Like, we just don't have time for that. So we need to basically explain it in like a single sentence, and it's going to be intriguing, right? And they should be like, okay, yeah, I get it. So many advertisers actually explain nothing at all about how the ad itself works. They just say claims, save this much, do this, save this, you know, and they just push that out there, which is fine. That will still get people, right? It'll still get leads. But if you're trying to get lead quality, I think it's best to convince them that we have something new and unique and that only we have it. And you can really get that most from talking about your unique system, right? And you can name the system, you can make it up, right? So think about something that a 4-year-old, think about explaining something to a 4-year-old by making it seem super fun, easy, and simple, right? So examples. Our team of experts handle the entire process for you. Give us your old tax slips and we collect your unclaimed funds. It's that simple, right? Oh, okay, so that's how you do it. I just have to give you my stuff and you're going to do it for me. Obviously, if it's a done for you thing, like a service that somebody else does for somebody else, the easiest, the simplest thing that you can do to show them that it's simple is just say, we'll do it for you, right? And you can get into it without wasting time and courses. Businesses are already looking for trainees, and you can earn while you learn by helping other business owners grow. That's how we do things, right? By combining all of your incentives, homeowners can now not only get a system installed for no money down, it starts paying for itself from day one. We handle the entire process for you, done for you in 3 days with no mess and no fuss. You know, just kind of like how we do things, right? But ideally, the more unique you can make it, you know, the better. Now, removal of limitations. A quick line that positions as our new system as superior to others by eliminating the shortfalls or alternatives, right? Our system should seem simpler, easier, superior in some way. For example, and you can do it all without wasting time, risk, effort, frustration, or expenses, right? Like, think about the specifics. So like in this, I might add a line that says, and you can get into it without, in the digital marketing example, I might say something like, and you can get into it without wasting time on courses, studying for years at university, or spending your own money on ads, you know, for example. So remove the limitations or the things that they think are holding them back. You can install solar without mess in your house, or, you know, you can renovate your house without disrupting life as normal, without spending a fortune, without time, risk, effort, frustration, or expense. Those are the polarities that you're playing with there. We want to do things, but we're limited by what it's going to take, really, a lot of the time. So you want to remove the difficulty of what it's going to take. All right, we're about 45 seconds now. We've got 10 seconds to just talk about the offer. Now, you've picked your offer already. It's going to be a free lead magnet or a consult. But we should be ready to talk about that. So it says we should have established curiosity and credibility with the audience. From here, our goal is to introduce a starting offer that will help them take the first step forward and give us the details to become a lead. So the reason this is a reason for your viewers, for the viewers of our ad, to give us their details and become a lead. This will either be a lead magnet or a consult, right? So example of, you know, an offer. This month, we're offering free claim assessments. This is where our tax attorneys will create a plan to claim back your entitlements and potentially put thousands back in your pocket for free. Find out if you qualify by clicking the button below. Watch this free training and we'll break down exactly how to transition out of your day job with digital marketing in the next 90 days, step by step, even if you're a complete beginner. Start your training now with the button below, right? Basically a call to action, okay? And then last thing at the very end, maybe for the last 5 seconds, to squeeze the most juice out of this thing as we can. Chuck in some urgency, right? And make it justified, right? Don't do just like general urgency or fake urgency, right? But create a reason why the urgency is justified. And there's usually a reason behind it, right? End the video with a reminder as to why now is the time to take action on this opportunity. This could be a simple one-liner that's based on the timing, the reason why it's important to them, or some sort of limit, you know, either on capacity or the amount that we can do. Think about what's the limit? Why should they act now? So it could be like, for example, we've helped hundreds of trades businesses do this, and we're almost at full capacity. Claim your free plan while they're available, right? So that's a limit on the capacity of the business. We're just saying the business can't help 1 million people. We can only help so many people. The entire world is becoming more online, right? Now is the time to start learning digital skills, get started for free, right? The world's changing. Things are happening, and you're going to miss out, right? You're not preparing yourself for the future, not elevating your skill set or your career. Let's do something about that. Stop putting up with unexpected energy bills and electricity anxiety. Find out how much you can save for free while benefits last. Discover your next best steps for free now. So, you know, stop putting up with the pain that you're currently putting up with. This is why you should act now, right? And you know, these you've seen one here based on client capacity, based on what's happening with the world, and based on why it's important to them. Okay, now does all of that make sense in terms of how that's structured down, in terms of like what you should be putting in your video? Is that useful to you? Let me know, and then we'll get into how to make ads while we still have time. All right, now, so step 5 is we need to decide how do we actually produce it. All right, so you don't necessarily need someone talking on the camera to make this work. You can just quite simply use stock footage. You have a few options depending on the level of effort that you'd like to put into this, all right, and your production and your budget. This could either cost you $0 or around $50 on the low end to like $350 plus to fully just outsource, depending on the level of quality that you want to produce, right? I showed you an example of the law firm one. This is high quality stuff. This is a presenter. This is, you know, someone that's got like this authoritative voice, highly produced. This one cost a couple $100. The client recorded this. We edited it ourselves. It didn't really cost anything. This one didn't cost anything. But, you know, in general, I think for most of you guys, unless video editing is like a strong suit of yours, maybe for the first one, just outsource it, because you can get it done really cheap. So music is free. Let's talk about audio. We've got music usually. We've got voiceover for the audio component, right? So music is free with CapCut. That's the software that we use. You can use AI to read a script for free, and you can read the script for free yourself. That's another option. You can get the client to read it, or you can hire a voiceover specialist to read the script between $20 to $100. Okay, bunch of different sort of people here. Like for example, I've got Kelly here, who charges around $31 to read about 200 words. It might be $250, honestly, by the time you're done with it, $47. And she's probably on the medium sort of end Aussie voice, right? If for Australian markets, we really kind of want an Aussie voice, I think most of the time, but like you could totally do it for free with AI as well. You could go to speech.capcut.com and use the free AI to voice thing, right? And you've got like a whole bunch of different AI avatars. So here's an example of a script I've just kind of chucked in here. It's about like half an ad, basically. So, you know, we can listen to it. There's a bunch of different types. There's the British Mail
program and hundreds of you traders. This new law could save you thousands each year in tax. The federal government just launched a new program and hundreds of trades owners are taking advantage of it. Our team of experts handle the entire process for you. You give us your law.
You get that idea. I think that one's okay. Potentially for the Aussie market, it's a lot easier in the US because all these voices are US. For example, female sales, I think is quite nice. It'll be an option here somewhere, like it says female sales, right? So
if you qualify by clicking the back, tradies, this new law could save you thousands each year in tax. The federal government just launched a new program and hundreds of trades owners are taking advantage of it. Our team of experts handle the entire process for you.
Not bad, you know what I mean? Usable, right? If you just wanted a free AI voice, Vin has mentioned 11 labs. There's a bunch of AI studios out there that might have superior voices. Usually they're paid. This is free, you know, just so you guys know. So that's speech.capcut.com. And I'll put it here in the chat for you, okay? And that'll get you a voice. So you can literally give your script to that and you can get a base voice. So that's audio. Like I said, anywhere from like, yeah, for like $20, like a really cheap US based one, but it's more like $50 to $100, you know, I would say is probably what you should look to spend. And that would be the best option. It'll get you the highest quality. There's some really epic voiceover people, you know, and that are quite good.
And I'm a full-time voiceover artist from Australia. Are you looking for a natural professional voice?
I mean, that's quite, obviously it's always better to have someone just read it out. Okay, so options for video. Your client can record, you or your client can record a video. You can download the YouTube footage for free and other stock footages. Like you can download YouTube footage for free generally, but just check your rights. You can comprise the video with stock footage from Artlist, which is a good site that I use. Basically, you pay like $10, $15 and you just download as much stock footage as you want, put it into a folder. If you want, you can cancel your subscription after that. So it's not that expensive and it's quite good. Or you can hire a presenter to present the entire script in video format for between $50 to $200, like depending on who it is and how good they are. And generally, I think it's maybe a little bit more than 50. For example, the legal one that you saw, like I said, it was about $150 to get it to record that. Now, options for editing. You can edit it yourself with CapCut, or you can pay someone on Fiverr to edit it for you for around $30 to $60. $60 is actually pretty high end, to have someone edit it for you. And you can just base that on like your time. How long does it take to edit a video? I'll show you how you can do it in like 15 minutes or 20 minutes yourself, if that's what you want to do as a skill. But you can also outsource it to someone on Fiverr and just get them to do it. And there's a ton of really good options. I found this guy who I think I'm actually going to contact because he might be able to help us. But he does 1 minute videos for $15, and they're actually good. Like they'll build out animations and stuff like that in the videos as well.
What if I told you that I had 2 options for you to choose from and you had to pick one? Option 1, $5,000 a month, every month for the rest of your working life.
So you see that little animation and stuff like that, like they'll be able to edit a video for you for $15. It's not really expensive. But you can edit yourself as well with CapCut. All right. So I'll see if I can open CapCut. Let me just make sure that I've got the right video here. Yeah, sure. All right. So I'll show you what it looks like when you edit it yourself. Okay. So here's like a finished product. It's only half because it's what I've literally given to the AI. Remember that little audio clip that we will listen to? This is the female sales voice with B-roll footage, with text captions, which you can do in the software, and how it can turn out with just stock footage completely free, right? So, well, apart from the cost of the stock footage.
Treaties. This new law could save you thousands each year in tax. The federal government just launched a new program and hundreds of trades owners are taking advantage of it. This month, we're offering free claim assessments. This is where our tax attorneys will create a plan to claim back your entitlements, potentially putting thousands back in your pocket. Our team of experts handle the entire process for you. You give us your old tax slips and we collect your unclaimed funds. Find out if you qualify by clicking the button below.
All right, so you get the idea, right? That's not terrible. For an AI video, it's not scammy, it's not weird, or anything like that. I think it's decent. Obviously, you can kind of tell it's AI, so it's not perfect. Obviously, there are better voices and stuff like that out there. You can go quite deep with that. But it's really not hard to edit either as well. So I'll show you how you would do that, right? You would download your audio clip from the site, stick it in here. You can see there's some natural gaps in the clip. Obviously, you'd want to kind of like shorten them out and make it so there's no gaps, so it sounds as natural as possible. But generally, you click here text at the top, you click auto captions, and you click generate, right? It takes a few minutes, and then you've got the captions, right? Now, you want to change the ratio, obviously, because we're dealing with phone format. So that would be the ratio. And you can look this up as well, like how to make shorts on CapCut, and I'll make a more detailed video as well if you guys are interested. But all the captions are already made. So I would change the text to something like this. I would maybe increase the size a little bit. I'd put it in the middle, and then you can click animations here, and you can create new animations, for your text. And there's so many different options of what you can choose from. And so, like, I think that, which one do I like? I like bounce in.
Treaties. This new law could save you thousands each year in tax. Federal government just launched a new program and hundreds of trades owners are taking advantage of it. Our team of experts handle the entire process for you. You give us your old tax slips.
Cool. So from there, I'll just quickly find where I've chucked my B-roll. Let me just grab a bunch of different random B-roll and then just put it in here, just to give you guys the understanding of how I would do it. So let's open CapCut again. So here we go. So I've put in a bunch of clips that I've downloaded, and I'll chuck that in. And what I'll usually do is just make the B-roll last the length of the section, right? And so this is not going to be relevant, but it'll give you an idea. So here we go. Oh, wait, we need to make this big. All right, so we just make it big. Make this one big. Cool. And just with the text as well, I'll put a little outline around the text. And there we go.
Treaties. This new law could save you thousands each year in tax. Federal government just launched a new program and hundreds of trades owners are taking advantage of it.
switch to another B-roll, and just fill it in, render the video, you're good. There's obviously a bunch of other cool stuff that you can do with CapCut, like you can create animations that go in. Remember how the first 5 seconds is really important? What I like doing is making sure either in the instructions that I give to the editor, or if we're editing the video ourselves, we'll create an animation in, that goes for the very beginning of the video. So you just click animation in, and you choose one. And I'm going to choose Zoom. All right. So now they're scrolling right on social media, and then all of a sudden,
treaties, this new law could save you thousands each year in tax. Federal.
And then I'll chuck some transitions in there as well, right? We can use a glitch transition. We'll chuck that in here. So check it out.
Treaties, this new law could save you thousands each year in tax. Federal government just launched a new program.
You start adding, these little animations and transitions and stuff like that at every, few seconds interval in this video, it ends up holding a lot of attention, right? And so these guys that are editing videos on Fiverr, they're going to intuitively know how to do those things. A lot of them are using CapCut and these types of tools anyway. I think it's a relatively simple tool to use. You just put it in there and you've got all the animations, all the transitions and everything already there. You develop the skill once, you're good. You can always make more and more ads in the future. And the last elements of this, which we won't go into too much detail, after we have our ad, we launch it, right? So step 6, create the ad copy. It can literally just be the same copy as your video with just some additional stuff because you're not restricted anymore by time. Step 7, launch it. Start with Facebook ads, obviously, but once again, you can run this on a lot of different platforms. If you're getting results on one platform, you can just go do it to another one. And then step 8, make sure that you track your results, right? Generally, we're looking for above 3% click-through rate and above 1% click-through rate link, which means the amount of people that click on the ad and go to the link, like actually link off and do the task that we want. If you're not up to that part in the program breaks down how to track your ads and all of that as well. So don't stress too much about that. It's actually really simple. There's like 4 or 5 metrics that you need to know, and that's it. And that's just like a high level overview of what I think a 60-second banger is and what the script should look like and an idea of how to edit it. I have this document, which I think, we might add a little bit more to, but eventually I think it'll be a really useful resource for us if you just want to go and produce really awesome 60-second ads. I'll share it with you guys in the chat as well, and then we'll eventually share it with everybody else